My brothers and sisters in Christ, the dedication day of cathedrals and local churches is a day of importance on the liturgical calendar. It's a recognition of the life of the local church. And so for us here in the Archdiocese, the combined anniversary of the dedication of our two cathedrals is on April 13th each year. And this is recognized as a feast day in the Archdiocese and a solemnity if you're within the cathedrals themselves. Well, to a greater extent, we celebrate the feast of the Church Universal today, and that is the anniversary of the dedication of St. John Lateran. Now, many people wonder, what is this feast day and who is St. John Lateran? St. John Lateran is not a person. This is the Basilica of St. John on the Lateran Hill of Rome. Why is it important? Because, if you will, it is the cathedral of the world. When everyone thinks of the Pope and of Rome, they always think of St. Peter's. But St. Peter's is actually not the cathedral church of the Pope. The Church of St. John Lateran is. That is where the Pope's seat, his cathedra, his official teaching sign, is at St. John Lateran. Now, St. Peter's is bigger and is the one facilitated for major events, but St. John Lateran is the proper cathedral for the Holy Father in Rome. And so it is for us a universal feast day as we celebrate the dedication of this great church. And so today's Office of Readings offers a reflection, a sermon by St. Caesarius of Arles, where he reflects upon the importance of this occasion. He says, "My fellow Christians, today is the birthday of this church, an occasion for celebration and rejoicing. We, however, ought to be the true and living temple of God. Nevertheless, Christians rightly commemorate this feast of the Church, their mother, for they know that through her they were reborn in the Spirit. At our first birth, we were vessels of God's wrath. Reborn, we became vessels of his mercy. Our first birth brought death to us, but our second restored us to life. Indeed, before our baptism, we were sanctuaries of the devil, but after our baptism, we merited the privilege of being temples of Christ. And if we think more carefully about the meaning of our salvation, we shall realize that we are indeed living in true temples of God. God does not dwell only in structures fashioned by human hands and homes of wood and stone, but rather he dwells principally in the soul made according to his own image and fashioned by his own hand. Therefore, the Apostle Paul says, 'The temple of God is holy, and you are that temple.' When Christ came, he banished the devil from our hearts in order to build in them a temple for himself. Let us therefore do what we can with his help, so that our evil deeds will not deface that temple. For whoever does evil does injury to Christ. As I said earlier, before Christ redeemed us, we were the house of the devil, but afterward we merited the privilege of being the house of God. God himself in his loving mercy saw fit to make of us his own home. My fellow Christians, do we wish to celebrate joyfully the birth of this temple? Then let us not destroy the living temples of God in ourselves by works of evil. I shall speak clearly so that all can understand. Whenever we come to church, we must prepare our hearts to be as beautiful as we expect this church to be. Do you wish to find this basilica immaculately clean? Then do not soil your soul with the filth of sins. Do you wish this basilica to be full of light? God, too, wishes that your soul not be in darkness, but that the light of good works shine in us, so that he who dwells in the heavens will be glorified. Just as you enter this church building, so God wishes to enter into your soul, for he promised, 'I shall live in them, and I shall walk the corridors of their hearts.'" May God bless you all.